General Sani Abacha, born on 20th September 1943 in Kano, was a Nigerian military leader and politician. A Kanuri tribe, he was born and brought up in Kano State, Nigeria. He was the de facto president of Nigeria from 1993 to 1998 and was noted for being a monumental kleptocrat. The Abacha family is considered a criminal organization by the Swiss authorities. Abacha was commissioned in 1963 after he had attended the Mons Defense Officers Cadet Training College in Aldershot, England. Before then, he had attended the Nigerian Military Training College in Kaduna. He took part in the counter coup of July 1966 from the conceptual stage, and may have been a participant in the Lagos or Abeokuta phase of the January 1966 coup. He was also a prominent figure in 3 coups d'etat of later decades, the first 2 of which brought and removed General Muhammad Buhari from power in 1983. When General Ibrahim Babangida was named President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 1985, Abacha was named Chief of Army Staff. He was later appointed Minister of Defense in 1990. Abacha took over power from the caretaker government of Chief Ernest Shonekan, who was put into place by General Ibrahim Babangida after his annulment of the June 12 election 1993 won by Moshood Olawale Abiola. This caused a massive popular uproar, which in turn caused untold hardship for millions of Nigerians. Sani Abacha GCFR was a Nigerian military dictator and statesman who ruled Nigeria with an iron fist as the military head of state. Abacha's seizure of power was the last successful coup d'etat in Nigerian military history. He wielded power with an unyielding attitude, and his rule heralded an unprecedented total disregard for human rights, with several political assassinations and summary executions of dissidents and political opponents in Nigeria. Abacha was married to Marian Abacha and had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and is blessed with grandchildren as well. The scars on his face were tribal markings with respect to his cultural heritage. Abacha assembled a personal security force of 3,000 men trained in North Korea. Abacha's chief security officer Amzal al-Mustafa had an iron grip on the apparatus of military security. The state cracked down ruthlessly on criminals and dissidents. The National Democratic Coalition was attributed with several bombings across the country, and several members were arrested. When Moshood Abiola proclaimed himself president, he was jailed for treason and subsequently died in custody. Also, former military ruler Olusegun Obasanjo was jailed for treason and accused of plotting a coup together with General Ladipo Dia. In 1997, General Shehu Yar'Adua was also jailed and died in custody. Abacha's regime was accused of human rights abuses, especially after the hanging of the Ogoni political activist Ken Saro-Wiwa. Only one of several executions of Ogoni activists opposed to the exploitation of Nigerian resources by the multinational petroleum company Royal Dutch Shell, which death later led to the eviction of Nigeria from the Commonwealth nations. Wole Soyinka was charged in absentia with treason. Abacha's regime suffered opposition externally by pro-democracy activists. The unprecedented economic achievement coincided with the rapid expansion of the embezzlement previously unseen in the history of corruption in Nigeria, in the alleged saga known as the Abacha loot. Abacha's national security advisor Alhaji Ismaila Gwarzo was accused by the government president of Olusegun Obasanjo to have played a central role in the looting and transfer of money to overseas accounts. Abacha's son Muhammad Abacha and his best friend Alhaji Mohammed Sada were also involved. A preliminary report published by the Abdulsalam Abubakar Transitional Government in November 1998 described the process. The report mentioned that Sani Abacha told Ismaila Gwarzo to provide fake national security funding requests, which Abacha approved. The funds were usually sent in cash or traveler's check by the Central Bank of Nigeria to Gwarzo, who took them to Abacha's house. Mohammed Sada then arranged to launder the money to offshore accounts. An estimate of about 1.4 billion in cash was delivered in this way. On Monday, 8 June 1998, Abacha died in Aso Rock Presidential Villa in Abuja. He was buried on the same day according to Muslim tradition and without an autopsy, fueling speculation that he may have been assassinated. The government identified the cause of death as a sudden heart attack. It is believed by foreign diplomats, including United States intelligence analysts, that he may have been poisoned. His chief security officer, Hamza al-Mustafa, believed he was poisoned by Israeli operatives in the company of Yasser Arafat. At the time of his death, he was about to transfer power to a civilian government in October 1998, implemented in October 1995. After Abacha's death, General Abdulsalami Abubakar became head of state, whose short tenure ushered in the Fourth Nigerian Republic. At the same time, his regime oversaw the achievements of several economic feats. Abacha's administration oversaw an increase in the country's foreign exchange reserve from $494 million in 1993 to $9.6 billion by the middle of 1997, and reduced the external debt of Nigeria from $36 billion in 1993 to $27 billion by 1997. Abacha also constructed between 25 and 100 kilometers of urban road in major cities such as Kano, Gaza, Benin, Funtao, Zaria, Enugu, Kaduna, Aba, Lagos, Lokoja, and Port Harcourt. Abacha brought the privatization programs of the Ibrahim Babangida administration to a halt, reduced the inflation rate of 57% inherited from Ernest Shonekan to 8.5% between 1993 and 1998. All while the nation's primary commodity, oil, was at an average of $15 per barrel. Abacha's sudden death of 1998 moved along the process of returning the country to civilian rule. His military successor Abdulsalam Abubakar oversaw the return to an elected civilian government in 1999. After Abacha's death, it was rumored that he and his family had enriched themselves by some $3 billion, and most of it held in European banks. In 2002, a settlement which returned most of the money to the government in exchange for dropping criminal prosecution was reached between the Obasanjo government and the Abacha family. Till date, Abacha's looted money is still being discovered.